Hey YouTube family, how are you guys doing? Hope you're all doing well. It's a beautiful day today in Prince Edward Island. It's early, it's only like 8 a.m. Everybody's gone out of the house. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna make some noise here. But you know what? It's time for another episode of you and me checking out gear in my basement. Today we have this. This is a Hot Rubber Monkey drive pedal by J.Rockett audio design. Man, this thing is small, but it's heavy. It's got some weight to it, man. The casing is metal. It's got a nice kind of rough finish on it. It's really cool, man. Now, I've never owned the pedal by J.Rockett Audio, so I don't really know much about this company, but a quick Google search lets me know that their pedals are expensive here in Canada. This pedal here through my local music store here in Prince Edward Island is $325. That's before taxes. We have 15%. I'll let you guys do the math on that. So yeah, not a cheap drive pedal by any means. This is not mine. This is a friend of mine's guitar. I call him Dan the Man. Dan is a great guy. He'll give you the shirt off his back. He won this actually at there was a guitar clinic somewhere, I think, that he participated in. And he won this pedal. And he said, I don't know much about them. You know, he's just kind of learning. And he dropped it off and he said, hey, try it out, do a YouTube video, knock yourself out. I'm like, hey, thank you very much. So Dan the Man, I appreciate it. I've had this for a long time. It's been on my desk for like almost a month. And he hasn't called me back. So maybe he'll forget and I'll get to keep it. Just kidding, Dan. Anyway, I thought, you know what, let's plug this thing in and see what it can do. Right there in the back, you can see a little 1x10 inch cab, so right over here. And on top of it is a Quilter Superblock UK. That's all I use, nothing fancy. We are recording through my tablet mic, which you're watching me through. That is it, no fancy recording devices, no software, no computer, whatchamacallits going on, just basic, very basic. So what you guys hear in this room will probably be very similar to what you guys would hear at home if you were just wanting this pedal to like jam out at the house. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, why would you buy a $325 pedal just to jam out at the house? Hey, some people like really good gear. And this company, all their pedals look pretty expensive. So they must be a fairly high-end company. So yeah, we'll be going through that 110 and that Quilter, very basic. I'll be using my M-Musi Virgo Classic Telly, which is my go-to, for most of my gigs. It's totally stock, other than I blacked it out. I just wanted a Vader caster, everything's black, tuners, but it's all the same kind of level of hardware that would have been on it when it was new. Just bought it off Amazon, nothing super fancy. These guitars are fantastic out of the box. And the only major upgrade I did to it was the pickups. It's all running original electronics, but the pickups, I put a set of Joe Barden Telecaster blade pickups in there, and they are fantastic. I had those on a guitar I built years ago, which cost me like $1,700 back then, and I really like those pickups. And I thought, you know what? I think the Musi deserves a super duper set of pickups, and it really brings it to the next level. So I'll just be using stuff that most people would have at the house, except maybe those particular pickups. And if this sounds good through that, it'll probably sound good through your stuff. Quick Google search gives you this. The Hot Rubber Monkey V2 is designed to achieve the overdriven sound of a D-style amp, so probably Dumble style amplifier, with the Hot Rubber Monkey EQ mod. The EQ mod creates a very low, mid-centric, throaty sound where the guitar frequencies live. The touch sensitivity and quickness gives the effect of immediacy and cuts through the mix. Well, I like that. I like the idea of immediacy and cutting through the mix for sure. Scrolling down gives you a list of the dials there. So it has level, controls the overall output. I guess that's pretty simple. Mid-range controls the important guitar mid-range and control the thick low mids. All right, that's good. I like thick low mids. Gain controls the amount of gain and is very interactive with the volume control. Okay, good to know. And the top end controls top end and helps tweak the amount of bite in the contrast to the low mids. But it's interesting because a lot of these drive pedals have like bass and treble. and then gain and volume or whatever. But this one has top end, which would probably be like treble, mid-range, which you don't see a lot on pedals. I like drive pedals that have a mid knob and you can really tweak that range. I like that more so than the bass knob. I find bass is never hard to get. Like you know, all you have to do is lower the highs to get some bass. But the mids, I find when you have a pedal with treble and bass, it's hard to dial them in to really get the mid range to sparkle. Anyway, let's plug this thing in. So this one goes to the amp. This is, of course, my one spot power source. This one goes into the guitar. So very simple. Put that over here. I'll bring you down with me here. Do the pedal. Move this tuner. Don't need my phone. All right. See if I can bring this closer to you. So up here, this is your level control. This is the gain control, and then you have the top end and mid-range at the bottom. All right, so this is true bypass, so even with everything down, the pedal off, this guitar will work. So here is my clean tone. So maybe you can hear that, but there's a little bit of drive. The amp is on the verge of breakup, and that's kind of where I like my settings. All right. Let's give this a shot here. For the sake of experiment and not to add too many changes, I'll probably just keep it in the bridge position. Most people that, you know, play guitar, collect guitars, probably have a telly. So we'll just keep it on the bridge because that's pretty much unanimously known as the Telecaster magic, you know, the bridge pickups. Let's just put everything, well, except for the volume. I don't know how loud this pedal gets, but let's just put everything at 12 o'clock. So we'll put the gain up there, 12, the mid-range at 12, and we'll put the volume at like, I don't know, like 9 o'clock, and we'll see. So there's my regular volume. All right, here we go. Whoa! A lot of crunch at 12 o'clock. Wow. And it's not too bright, not too dark. That's pretty good right there. You know what? I like pedals that you just set, you know, you can just dial in at 12 o'clock, turn on, it sounds good. Some pedals just sound like crap and you got to spend so much time dialing them in. So this one's cool, but hey, I guess for 325 bucks before taxes, it should be. Let's keep everything there and we'll just dial down the top end and see what the difference is. So that's with no top end. It's still a usable sound. Wow, let's crank it all the way up, see what happens. Oh, that's a little sharp. Again, if you had thick, kind of creamy humbuckers and you dialed in that top end, it wouldn't be terrible, probably. A little much for a telly, I think, though. a little much for me. All right, let's put that in the middle, play with that mid-range knob. So that was the middle tone that we had at the start. Dial that mid-range knob all the way down. All right, so I don't know how much of this is coming through on the tablet mic, but alright, so now I know what they mean with the thick mid. So when you dial the mid-range, it doesn't get honky, it just gets thicker. It's almost like the mid and bass are kind of combined into one knob. So this is no mids, or well, according to the dial. And it's still very MIDI. Sounds good. And then we'll bring that past half. We'll go full. See, it does. It gets thicker. It gets thicker and it still retains that mid-range. So obviously when you dial this, the volume gets affected too. So you would, compensate by adding more either gain or level. Wow, very usable, top end and mid-range knobs. I like that. All right, let's keep these back in the middle and then we'll go to the gain and see how much gain we can get out of this pedal. So let's dial it all the way down to see if it just shuts off or if we still get something. So this is the middle section where we had it before. Okay, it's almost. So let's give it some level here. Let's see what kind of drive we get with the gain off. Okay, this is my regular tone. And this is with pedal on. So definitely more gain. So it kind of sounds like a boost there at that point. Give it a little bit of grit. Yeah, not bad at all. So, I wonder. So you could change that effect too by just turning the top end and the mid-range knob. Alright, back to the middle. Let's see how much gain we can get out of this thing. Holy snap! Quite a bit. From this to this. And it still holds everything together. It doesn't get all muddy. Add some top end. that's not distorting the mic. Well, let's bring that mid-range down with the gain full up. Get a nice bitey mid-range. Holy. Let's crank this mid-range up and see. It's very subtle, but it adds a little bit more of that thickness component, I guess, to the mix. I don't really like it with the high gain because I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear like a fuzz in the background, and I don't like my drives fuzzy. Not the attack of the note, but the surrounding drive around the actual note attack is kind of fuzzy sounding to me. Whereas if I dial this back, that goes away. Right there, it's gone. Jeepers, this thing is crazy. So for me, I'd probably use it right around here. So about 9 o'clock mid-range, about 11 o'clock top end, maybe even 12. The volume just to set, the overall level. And then the gain, I'd be probably right around 2 o'clock. That's a nice little crunch sound for like stuff like right, that kind of stuff, or like that's great for that. Or like Footloose. Yeah, for that stuff, that would be great. Man, oh man, I'm impressed. And just for country, like stuff like Brooks and Dunn. I'm a hard-working man. Sweet. There you go, guys. There's like a quick demo of the Hot Rubber Monkey. And that is through an inexpensive pedal board amp and a small 10-inch speaker cab with a Jensen speaker, similar to what would be in a Fender Pro Junior. It's like the P10R speaker, so really nothing fancy. A super budget guitar with, you know, a nice set of pickups and some half-arse chops. Right. So if this sounds good to you, it's probably because it just sounds good. It's a good pedal. Man, oh man, this thing, it doesn't really matter where you tweak it. It just sounds good. And these knobs, they have some resistance to them, but they're super smooth when you turn them. Like, you can tell there's some good components in this. Man, oh man, like I'm all for budget pedals. Like I buy a ton of budget pedals on Amazon and stuff, and I have some on my board. I feel I'm not quite at the level where a pedal of this cost would really benefit me, because it's not going to make my knowledge of the instrument any better. I'm not going to play better with a pedal like this. I might enjoy my night a little more. Maybe I'll, you know, experiment a little bit more because it brings out your desire to play, and maybe that's the idea. But man, if I had like 6 or 7 pedals on my board, $325 plus tax, that'd be an expensive pedal board to be carrying around, and I'd be worried about getting that thing stolen at a gig. You know, when you turn your eyes for a few minutes, you just never know nowadays, and it's a sad state of affairs. But that's the reality, right? So I try to keep my stuff kind of affordable. If something happens, it gets broken or stolen, it's not that big a deal. But with these pedals, if they get damaged, or someone spills a drink on them, or they get stolen, you're out like $400, man. And that, I don't know what that's like to you, but to me, that's a big chunk of change. So yeah, but would I like to have one? Holy smokes, yes sir. This is one super nice pedal. But anyway, yeah, J.Rockett Audio Designs, nice job on this. And if you happen to be watching this video and you want me to demo more pedals, I'd be more than happy to oblige. Like that's going to happen. But anyway, Dan the man, thank you very much for trusting me with this. I know these are not cheap, and I appreciate you lending it to me and sharing it with my YouTube family. And I hope you guys get something out of it. And let me know in the comments what you think. And if there's anything I can do or any more information I can provide, yeah, just post that in the comments as well, and I'll see what I can do. So you guys take care. God bless. Have a great Saturday, and we'll talk to you later.